The average person spends their entire life running from the very things that would make them unstoppable, never realizing that the comfort they crave is actually the cage that keeps them weak. True mental strength is not a genetic inheritance or a stroke of luck. It is a heavy, sharpened blade forged in the white-hot fire of everything you once tried to avoid. This process begins the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses and start demanding a higher standard of your own consciousness. This is the forge, the phase where you deliberately seek out friction to callous your mind. Understanding that a mind that has never been tested is a mind that cannot be trusted. You must embrace the 40 rule, the psychological reality that when your brain starts screaming for you to quit, you have actually only tapped into a fraction of your true potential. The rest is locked behind a door that only discipline can open. Building this foundation requires voluntary hardship. Choosing the cold shower, the extra mile, or the difficult conversation which functions as a mental rehearsal for the inevitable crises of life. By consistently choosing the uphill path and leaning into the resistance, you rewrite your internal code, evolving from a person who breaks under pressure into someone who is systematically built by it. Consider the elite marathoner or the special forces operator. They aren't superhuman. They have simply mastered the art of the internal dialogue. When the body enters survival mode, the mind takes over as the primary governor. You must learn to negotiate with your own fear. It isn't about silencing the inner critic, it's about out-reasoning it. You build this through micro-stressors. If you can't discipline yourself to finish a difficult book, or wake up when the alarm goes off, you will never have the strength to weather a true life crisis. Strength is a muscle, and muscles only grow when they are torn. But building a fortress is only half the battle. If you don't know how to repair the walls, even the strongest castle eventually crumbles. True resilience isn't just about the strength to survive the storm. It is about the discipline to maintain your peace when the world goes quiet. We move now from the forge to the watchtower, from building power to protecting it. It is easy to be a warrior in a garden, but the real test of a man's soul is remaining a warrior when the garden is empty and the applause has stopped. Maintaining a strong mindset is a relentless, 24-hour guard duty that is often more exhausting than the initial build, because it offers no immediate glory. This is the stage of the sentinel, where you protect your hard-won mental fortress from the slow, invisible erosion of mental rot and the persistent distractions of a shallow world. Maintenance is found in the power of no, the ruthless, surgical ability to audit your environment. You must realize that your mental strength is a finite resource. If you are constantly leaking energy into toxic arguments, mindless scrolling, or people who do not respect your growth, you are effectively disarming yourself. You cannot maintain a high-performance mind in a low-standard environment. The greatest threat to your mental fortress isn't a single massive tragedy, is the death of 1,000 cuts through your digital environment. We live in an era of engineered distraction. Every notification, every mindless scroll, and every comparison you make to a stranger's highlight reel is a breach in your walls. To maintain strength, you must practice digital asceticism. This isn't about hiding from the world. It's about choosing when to engage with it. If your first act of the day is to surrender your focus to a smartphone, you have already lost the battle for your mind before your feet have even hit the floor. This requires mastering the second arrow theory. In life, pain is inevitable. The first arrow is the event itself, the job loss, the heartbreak, the mistake. It hurts, and you cannot stop it, but the second arrow is the one you fire at yourself. It is the self-pity, the why me, and the weeks of spiraling thoughts that follow. Mental strength is the ability to feel the first arrow and refuse to fire the second. Furthermore, you must understand that strength is a physiological state. You cannot maintain a high-order mindset in a neglected body. There is a reason the world's most resilient minds prioritize the physical. When you push through a final rep or endure a long run, you aren't just building muscle. You are teaching your nervous system that you are in control, not your discomfort. This is the feedback loop of resilience. The body informs the mind, and the mind directs the body. If you feel your mental walls crumbling, look at your movement. Look at your sleep. Look at your fuel. You cannot build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. True resilience is a lifestyle of micro wins. It is the series of small, private promises kept to yourself when nobody is watching. When you keep your room clean, when you finish your task on time, and when you honor your morning ritual, you are reinforcing the floorboards of your mind. If the small things are in order, the big things cannot break you. Ultimately, staying strong means treating rest as a tactical necessity rather than a sign of surrender. A warrior who never sleeps is a warrior who eventually misses the enemy's move. True maintenance is knowing when to retreat, when to recover, and how to ensure that the blade you forged in the fire stays sharp enough to handle whatever challenges the dawn brings. Mental strength isn't a destination you reach, it's a standard you live by. Every day is a new forge, and every night is a new watch. If this message resonated with you, and if you're committed to building a fortress that cannot be broken, hit the like button to join the ranks. It helps this mission reach the people who need it most. Leave a comment below with the one area where you are currently building your strength. Whether it's in the gym, in your focus, or in your discipline, we are all in the forge together. Stay sharp. Stay resilient, and as always, keep the faith. The most dangerous trap in building mental strength is the desire for visible results. We live in a world obsessed with the before and after photo, the bank balance, and the trophy. But the architecture of the mind is built in the dark. It is built in the moments when you choose not to snap back in anger. It is built when you stay focused on a tedious task for 1 hour longer than you wanted to. This is invisible progress. You must learn to fall in love with the boredom of consistency. Excellence is not a grand act. It is 1,000 boring repetitions of the right habits. When the excitement of a new life wears off, and it will, all you have left is your system. A sentinel doesn't wait for a war to start practicing with his blade. He practices because he is a sentinel. You don't build strength to get through a crisis. You build strength so that when the crisis arrives, it realizes it has met its match. Finally, remember that your fortress is never truly finished. The moment you believe you have arrived is the moment you become vulnerable. Humility is the ultimate reinforcement. Stay a student of your own failures. Be willing to tear down an old wall if it no longer serves your growth. The world does not need more noise. It needs more centered, unbreakable men and women who can stand in the middle of the chaos and not flinch. The forge is always hot, and the watchtower is never empty. This is the path of the relentless. This is the life of the reset. Your reset doesn't happen once a year, it happens every single second you choose the harder path. Most men and women will spend their lives waiting for the storm to pass. You are learning how to become the storm itself. The watchtower is yours. Class dismissed.